Listen, I see a headline that says Jonathan Majors defends using Coretta Scott King's name.
Oh, my God.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Just leave it alone.
Yo, even Johnny's done.
Like, why?
No, well, he's starting to get to the point of by the time you get to the mage on Jonathan Majors, you could just hit the button. We are starting to get there, unfortunately.
So you get just Jonathan, you're good.
Yeah, congratulations. You played yourself.
Congratulations,
man.
You played yourself.
I mean, when you look at his overall story, to remove feelings from it, remove if you were rooting for the guy, not rooting for the guy. It's the biggest congratulations of all time.
Of the whole
It's up
thing?
there.
The whole thing.
It's ranking.
When you think about where he was in his career.
That's right.
And what was in front of him and the level of bag fumble. No matter what way you no matter how you think about how he got there.
It's different.
It's the definition of
congratulations. You played yourself.
I want to give a congratulations, you played yourself, to anybody that thinks Hunter Biden is scared.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
He's a lot of things. He ain't scared.
Scared? I mean, he's a lot of things.
What should he be scared of, quote unquote?
According to Marjorie Taylor Greene yesterday, that's why he left the hearing, is because he was afraid to hear her words and vitriol and face what she had to say.
Congratulations.
I want to remind everyone, Hunter Biden is a crackhead who loves prostitutes and films all of his freaky acts.
While his dad is president.
While his dad is president or some sort of elected official at some point in time. Hunter Biden is not afraid of whatever y'all got to say about it.
Congratulations. You
Bro is a crackhead. Bro. So yesterday they have a hearing where they're trying to, they what did they call? Subpoenaed him. And they're having a hearing because he ignored the subpoena, blah, blah, blah. But he said, listen, I'm willing to talk, but I'm not talking behind closed doors. I want to show up and I want whatever I got to say to be in public.
Okay. Right.
And the Republicans didn't want that.
No, they want behind closed doors.
Why?
I don't know, but Hunter Biden was like, look, I'll answer any question as long as the public gets to see it.
And it also should be noted. It also should be noted about Hunter Biden. Man's got a lot of problems. He's not stupid.
He's a lawyer.
He's going to be able to run circles around people, too. So they think that they're going to, they immediately have him. But you don't know what you got from this guy. He's a wild card.
Yo, you got to watch him walk into that courtroom yesterday.
Well, he was confident?
Oh, bro is
scared.
He might have been high yesterday.
He's bone crusher. And he might have been off that.
Never scared.
He might have been off that powder.
Bro, he just walked in there, looked at everybody, and then after 15 minutes,
bro's nostrils looked like he tooted something before he went up.
Come on,
Shawnee,
man.
it was stone face.
You played yourself.
And then Marjorie Taylor Greene started to talk. And he hit, Shawnee, you know how I tap you? Like when I'm like, yo, let's go, bro. Yeah. He hit his lawyer like that, and they all got up in unison and left.
Yo, so he's gangster.
I mean, he was on his G yesterday.
He walked in the club like
Hunter Biden.
In the court.
When I walk up in the House of Reps and they want me to talk.
Yo, it was crazy. It was crazy. But it was a good scene.
We have to do this again, though. This is so here we are again. And on this show, we say a lot of things. One thing we've never said is that Hunter Biden isn't a liability who does crazy things and is not to be trusted.
Facts.
We all agree that.
Of course.
But we're in another one of those situations where you have all of the right pointing at one thing, Hunter Biden. He's nothing.
He doesn't have a job.
He doesn't even have a job.
Bruh.
He's nothing. And their actual guy, who they're all lining up to try to make president again, is currently fighting 5 different things and on mad tapes with Jeffrey Epstein. And they're just pointing at Hunter Biden. It's crazy. Yo, imagine if Biden had been on the Epstein list.
Finished.
Can you imagine if Biden had been on the list?
You played
but that's besides the point. We're living in a time where the children. I mean, and by the way, if people don't recall, George W. Bush, his kids were also out here drinking and wilding and doing wild shit. They weren't Hunter Biden level. They were just normal college kids. But at the time, a big stink was made of it.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? So we can't just act like this is new. The other thing is people not respecting subpoenas. This Representative Moskowitz was running through. He was like, look, I'm down to support, Hunter Biden's subpoena. But and then he just started running down all of the elected officials that ignored their subpoena. He was like, but y'all got to look at these subpoenas that people ignored too. And listen, we can fry Hunter Biden. I don't have no problem with that.
Right.
But what about people who actually have jobs? And by the way, yesterday they had a whole a finding and reveal of the fact that Trump took millions of dollars from foreign governments while he was on the job. That Trump had to answer.
That came out yesterday?
That came out yesterday. And when Trump was asked about it, he was like, listen, they don't give you $8 million for nothing. I was doing work for them.
Bro.
While in the office.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
It's all a mess.
I mean,
It's all
a circus.
By the
It's
way,
crazy.
and I want everybody to know, we're just seeing the circus. This has always been like this.
Yep.
always been. This why
It's
I be
just
like,
they
put up
had,
the skirt. 'cause
but they had enough decorum and tact and taste to do things in a way that looks smooth.
right, Barack was the last of a class act. You know what I'm saying? Where it didn't look sloppy. It's been sloppy ever since.
It didn't look sloppy. I mean, if we're being
It's been
completely
sloppy, but
honest,
it didn't
if we're
look
being completely honest, one of the reasons that people don't like Biden is because, other than him being old, he's really just a nice guy trying to do a good job, and he's mad boring.
Mad boring.
Mad boring. But I don't know. I don't know. This just in. I want a boring president.
I
who
know,
just
but,
does
but
the
for
job.
some reason, if you ask a lot of
People
people,
want to turn up. Look at Cat Williams. Anything that people want to turn up.
Yeah, but that's part of the decay of society. If you want to be honest,
yeah, that's not the same as it's always been. That's a
That's
new
right.
level.
where you want politicians who are just doing a job to be your entertainment.
Yeah.
That's not what I want. I don't want that.
Congratulations.
But that's why I get
you played
confused
yourself.
when I see people talking about Biden in all. Remove like the crazy right wingers who are obsessed with him being like evil, pedophile, whatever things they make up about him. When I see people trying to be really critical, like, no, but we need better than Biden. Besides his being clearly old and how that appears visually, what are they referring to?
Some people are referring to they want him to be more progressive and left.
Okay.
Some people are referring to the fact that they may not like inflation or the prices of things, and they don't really even understand how that works, right? Some people just don't like the fact that he's got a black woman working for him. They'll go through things that don't have anything to necessarily do with the job.
And he feels old and slow.
That's the big. Well, that's the big
That's
one.
the
That's
big
the
one.
biggest thing.
That's the big one.
And guess what? I got news for you. He is.
He is old and slow.
And by the way, as long as he gets the job done, I'm cool.
Well, and I don't think it takes a political expert to know that these people don't run everything themselves. They have a ton of people on every single
They have
subject.
something called a cabinet.
They have a cabinet. Within that cabinet, each cabinet has an office. So everyone they have an entire. When I say team, it's not 12 people. We're talking about hundreds of people who come together. So, would you rather have the hundreds of people who are being assembled by this group, or the group of criminals and ne'er-do-wells who come when Donald Trump comes into office?
Well, remember when Donald Trump was in office, he couldn't even fill up his cabinet because people didn't want to work for him. People forget
Legitimate
that part.
people didn't want to work.
Legitimate people did not want to work for him. So he had multiple positions that are normally unfilled because he couldn't fill them.
Plus the amount of people that were coming and going the entire time, because he would try to get someone who was semi-legitimate. They would do the job for a while, and they'd be like, I can't work like this. This is not how a real thing is. So I just don't know why people look at all like it's Biden.
But the internet and the commenters on the internet only care about the chaos, confusion, and
He feels younger. He feels radical.
Listen. Am I going to sit here and lie to you and say that when I watch Biden walk, I don't go, Jesus Christ, that man is
My
old?
Lord.
No, of course we feel that way. My parents are 74. Biden looks 30 years older than them. The way he moves,
Well,
it's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But that's not why I'm going to vote, because I know his walking is not what's going to determine the way our country is perceived
Listen, bro,
overseas.
If I make it to 80 and I've lost a wife and a son and my other son's a crackhead
And you've been president.
and I've been president and I've been vice president and I've been senator, I might be moving kind of slow, yo.
Oh, you would.
I'm gonna need a nap.
You would.
I'm gonna need a nap.
You would. They would want you to go sit down somewhere.
No, they wouldn't.
You would want to go sit down
No,
somewhere.
I want to go sit down somewhere right now, and they still rolling my old ass up here. What are y'all talking about?
Congratulations.
The reason we have these jobs is because we know how to lead and be responsible. The reason regular people don't is because you're not a leader of people. That's why, like, executives and CEOs move at a different level. That's why they make a different check. They're not regular people. They have attributes, human attributes, in a way of leading and organizing human beings that just the average everyday person doesn't have.
Yeah, well, listen, that's all nice, Ebro, but people think he should voluntarily just walk away and let someone nicer do the job. And I hear you, but that ain't going to happen.
Congratulations.
Laura, what you
played
got today?
yourself.
Well, I have two. Well, I'll just start up just because we were just talking politics. So the ACLU recently posted yesterday that Florida officials recently banned books like Webster's Dictionary and the Guinness Book of World Records. Why? Well, because it
Guinness
contains
book.
sexual conduct.
Oh, yeah. Webster.
The dictionary
Has sexual. Of course it does.
Nah, bro.
It's
How
called definitions.
Congratulations.
So this
You
is where
played
we at.
yourself.
So
No,
when
these,
you're wondering,
Shani, these them people. These them
These
people.
these are the people. So when everyone's like Trump, 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 this is what his whole base is. This is what they're going for.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Webster's a whore.
I cannot. Well, here,
Describe
look.
all.
There's this story real quick that Pete Davidson revealed that he was extremely high at Aretha Franklin's funeral.
I saw that yesterday.
And he made a bad joke to her family.
Yes.
So, speaking in a trailer
Why
for
was he there?
his Netflix special, he recalled a moment where he went to the funeral with his then fiancee, Ariana Grande. He said, I was so high, I thought it would be a good idea to go up to her family and say, hey, I'm just here to pay my RESPECTs.
Yo, hit him with the button.
No, he didn't.
Congratulations.
Hit him with
You
the
played
button.
He
yourself.
says, it's embarrassing when you're not on ketamine anymore.
He gave himself the button.
Congratulations. You played
Yo, by the way,
yourself.
he caught a stray. He caught a big stray from Cat Williams out of nowhere too.
He did?
He did.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm sorry,
What'd he say?
Well, he was like, he when he was in the middle. First of all, no one even called out Kat for what Kat straight up called Kim Kardashian a whore,
That's
which
right.
was I'd hit him with the button for that. That is not right. That's not
Congratulations.
I mean, I feel
yourself.
like it's happened on this show before too.
on his show.
On this show, when Kim Kardashian, there's points in Kim Kardashian's ascent to the person she is today.
Yeah.
When we reflect on her humble beginnings of,
I don't think we would have
porn
used that word. I don't think anyone here would have used
We
that
definitely,
word.
I mean, maybe not whore, but definitely slutting.
Without the R.
Yeah,
Definitely hoe.
Well, hold on, but the R is a big deal, as we know.
It changes.
But
It's a big deal.
The R is a big
but
deal.
also, Kat went on to say that's what Kanye wanted her for.
Yeah, but it's not about Kanye. I didn't care. He tried to clean it up by saying maybe that's what Kanye wanted.
Right.
I don't care about Kanye cleaning it up. It's for Kim that you just call. I mean, listen, say what you want. It took me by wow.
I feel you.
And by the way, I'd watch out. You think Kim's got movers and shakers out in these streets too.
You saying she got a mob in Hollywood? They're gonna take Cat
I'm saying
Williams.
Kim's a powerful lady.
She
Kim's a
get him
powerful lady.
canceled.
Now, but then he then came the stray for Pete because he was like, imagine what you have to be if Pete Davidson leaves you.
Wait, that's a good impression. Actually.
Imagine what you have to be. It's not really that good. When you focus on it, it won't be that good.
Oh, sorry.
He was like, imagine what you have to be if Pete Davidson would leave you. And I was like, oh, a little stray for Pete. Because Pete's you can say a lot of things you want to say about Pete, but he's got
moves
options
around,
out here.
But he's a self-admitted. In the special, it's pretty funny. He's talking about he was on drugs for the past.
Oh, so you think maybe Kat's
So
referring
it's
to
like,
that?
yeah, if this dude is an admitted drug addict who says he's been sloppy for years, it's like if he's shutting you down,
Got
who are
it.
you?
Okay, fair. You know, that's a good response.
Not to
Congratulations.
No, that makes
You
sense.
played yourself.
But the Pete
Rosenberg, what
Davidson,
you got today?
Special is funny.
Well, we have to spend a minute. This is quite a congrats we're doing here today, but we'd be remiss if we didn't give it to Jason Whitlock, who I've given congrats to probably, I don't know. I've been killing this guy for a long time because he's a horrible, horrible human being. If you're not familiar with him, because he's on random rogue platforms you wouldn't watch, he's a former writer. He's a black dude. He used to be at ESPN. He actually was once tasked with heading up what was going to be like a black website within ESPN. That he did a horrible, horrible job with. And as the years have gone on, he was removed from ESPN. He's gone further and further right-wing.
And by the way, it pays.
Oh, it pays. It pays.
Black and right wing, and they can prop you up and run you around. You getting bags out here.
What? You're going to go at all other black people? You're going to
Congratulations.
try to tear
You
down
played yourself.
LeBron and
Bags.
every single prominent
Bags.
black person?
Bags.
There's bags. So he's chased that bag. And in doing so, has said a lot of things. Now, recently, he said this. Do you see the clip there, Shawnee? Whitlock had this to say about Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith is the Kevin Hart of the sports media. Smith is a plant. Disney and ESPN installed Smith at the top of the sports media world because his inadequacies as a journalist make him easy to control. He ain't lying. When I listened to Cat Williams talk about Kevin Hart and Steve Harvey, my mind immediately drifted to Stephen A. Smith's memoir. Smith's story just doesn't add up.
What they're not telling us I only played one game because I cracked my kneecap.
1.5 points per game. How do you average that in one game? Is there a 1.5 pointer in Division II basketball? How do you do it? It can't be done. It's an impossibility. But you can't average 1.5 points a game in basketball in one game. Are there two Stephen Smiths that played at Winston-Salem State? Because one guy, according to the stat sheet, played 9 games, and the guy on TV is saying he never played.
So he decided it was a good idea to question Stephen A. Smith's playing basketball. He questioned Stephen A.'s journalistic credibility. He questioned Stephen A.'s writing of his own New York Times best-selling autobiography. By the way, though, that whole thing, that he threw in a little thing that is what bothered me about the Cat Williams thing. Do you hear how he now used the Cat Williams thing as fact to hit that he's the Kevin Hart of... So now that's going to become...
Well, I wouldn't go as far
among
as to say
idiots.
it becomes.
No, among idiots, that becomes just basic vernacular. Kevin Hart's the standard for plant. Okay. But Stephen A. is not a plant. Stephen A. was a journalist in Philadelphia. Stephen A. worked for ESPN, got fired by ESPN.
Now you're skipping a whole chapter.
What, you put him on the air?
That's
I
right.
thought that's after he got fired.
No.
Was that after he got fired the first time?
No.
It was before he got ESPN the first time.
It was before he got ESPN the first time.
It was when he was, just appearing on TV and stuff?
He was on TV. He was on doing NBA. He was down in Philly. He was doing all that. And then we had, I put him and Miss Jones together for a while. I used to have him on to do a little part. And then he got the bug for a little while. And then he went on to do sports radio like he told us. Yo, I'm going to really do this radio thing.
So then he went and did that for a while, got fired, came back to ESPN, and slowly over time kind of developed the Stephen A. that we know now, and he's a huge star. You can say a lot of things about Stephen A. He says things sometimes, like, you're a wild man. But these accusations from Whitlock were absurd and honestly based in jealousy and based in the fact that his agenda is to tear down prominent black people.
Well,
that's literally what he does.
Also, I mean, we can hit Whitlock.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But he went at Stephen A. Smith because he knew he would get a response on Stephen A.'s podcast.
For sure.
Because both Stephen A.'s podcast and Jason Whitlock are in for the promo. Right, because Whitlock needs to stay relevant in some way, shape, or form. And what's the best way to stay relevant? Go at people who are currently relevant.
Correct. And Stephen A. has never responded, ever. And last night he had time. He said a lot of things, but it can be summed up with this quote.
But I mean it from my soul when I say this is the worst human being I've ever known. I don't know of another human being worse than Jason Whitlock. He is a piece of shit. He's the dude that's going to have a funeral and ain't going to be no pallbearers. And he lies. And he incriminates. And he tries to set people up to fail, to big up himself because he can't do it on his own. He had a television show. He failed. He's had opportunities one time after another. He doesn't measure up. And now he's coming at the big dog. And let me tell you something right now. I am the big dog. I ain't the only one. There's plenty. Skip Bayless, apologies to him, too, for bringing up Jason Whitlock's name in the same sentence as him. But we all know what time it is. He's a sorry, fat piece of shit.
Hey,
congratulations, you played yourself.
I think it should be noted, too, that I don't think the Kevin Hart and all of that is really what set Stephen A. off.
No.
My guess is that, when Whitlock says Stephen A. got his job at ESPN
because he's easy to control.
Because he's a terrible journalist and he's easy to control.
Yeah.
All that basketball. Stephen A. doesn't care about his college basketball career, but to act as if somebody didn't do the work, I think that's where people start to.
Yes, and that he's easily controlled.
Yeah.
I think that's
well, and also too when Stephen A. rolled into the promo of this moment for his podcast, and it's up on YouTube, Stephen A. Smith Show, all that stuff. He even said, "Yo, I went and this is my show." And I made sure that the companies that I work with know that I was about to have a time with this.
No, he
in
said,
my way.
He even said that he reached out to his pastor in advance to apologize for what he was about to do. He apologized to his family. But I'm telling you right now, if you guys ever feel like taking the time to read some of the things that Whitlock has said over the years, you will be angry.
But that's what Whitlock wants.
Yeah, don't bother. But I'll do it. I did it over the years.
Well, let me hit Rosenberg with the congrats.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
We always, from Tommy Loren to Candace Owens to Donald Trump to now Jason Whitlock, we continue to promote individuals who technically, if you look at their resume, are losers. Losers. But because it's compelling and it's causing some sort of emotional response, we now platform this content. I just want everybody to be aware.
Well, platform is strong.
Well, we're platforming it right now. You pointed to his resume. You asked people to go check it out.
No, I did not say that. I said, if you have. I have. Because at a time, he was normal. I just want to say that. He was never good, but he wasn't intentionally antagonistic and anti-everything black. He was not that. He was something else, and he had a platform, and I would see it. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Well, let's be honest. And this is the meanest thing I probably ever said on the radio.
Let's go.
Strong.
Whoa.
Following up, Steven, you want to try to out
This is the meanest
Steven?
thing I've ever said on the radio.
I doubt it, but you have a lot. But let's go.
For people like Jason Whitlock, the reason you were not successful is because you're hard to look at on TV.
Wow.
Let's just be honest.
You said you're ugly.
You're ugly.
You said that
Like,
before.
and I've said that before.
About somebody, I've heard it. I've been with you a long time, bro.
But keep going. I'm enjoying
But
it.
you feel me? Like, sometimes we need to factor this in.
Right.
Like, people want to be on people's televisions.
Yeah.
You want people to look at you. You're hard to look at, bro.
Yeah, you know what? It's one of the best points Ebro's ever made.
Besides the content. Like,
Well, no, but that's probably what sent him over the top. That's why you get further and further. Yo, it's like the Joker story. Any story of a villain, there's something they want to be accepted at first. And then when they're not accepted, they start turning evil.
Yeah.
So now he's gone further and further evil when really you shouldn't be turning to us. You should have been turning to a trainer. And if you had done that and put in some work, I'm dead serious. Yo, my natural way is to be a fat bum too. But I have to earn a living.
We pulled Rosenberg aside, remember? And we was like, yo, bro, your hair. What are you doing with your facial hair?
And now look at my
beard. What are you doing with your, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's happening with your clothes? Pull it together.
I could have gone the other way and become Jason Whitlock.
But instead, you rose to the occasion.
That's what I'm saying. So next time, bro, in your next lifetime, if you get reincarnated as a human again, make sure you hit the gym, get yourself a nutritionist, and then you don't have to hate everyone. Like Ebro's right. You could just get on TV.
That's it. You could have.
Because you're a good talker. He's a compelling guy. He just became a huge a-hole, who's angry at the world, and is going to have a funeral with no pallbearers. That's that.
Yo, that was
hard.
That was hard.
No, he went hard. Queens went hard. Queens went hard.
Who went harder, Stephen A. Smith or Jada Kingdom?
Oh, man. Jada Kingdom went in.